as we know, Christmas is a time for being with family and friends, but also a time for reflection. And here to share their reflections are Bishop Michael Curry, presiding bishop of the Episcopal Church, Pastor Heidi Neumark of Trinity Lutheran Church here in Manhattan, and Timothy Cardinal Dolan, Archbishop of New York. Merry Christmas to all of you.
Blessed one to you.
What are you preaching on this Christmas?
You gave me a good entree in your remarks, George, when you spoke about a time for family and friends. And the fact of the matter is that with Christmas, it's dramatically evident that we're all part of a larger family, God's family. We need that, George. I think my colleagues here today will say one of the challenges that we have today is a sense of isolation and loneliness. People feel by themselves. They feel alienated and left out. Not on Christmas. We're all part of a big family, God's family.
Making that place.
Yes, because there are many people in our city being priced out of the inn. There's no room at the inn for many people, and many of those people come to the church that I serve. We try to provide a welcome space, and one thing we like to call our church basement the manger. We try to create a space of welcome, and I think as we remember our blessings and gifts that we receive at Christmas, try to share that love and joy with those who are suffering.
Well, you know, there's John 3:16 in the New Testament says, God so loved the world that he gave his only son. Christmas at its deep root is about a love so compelling that it will set all of us free to live life. That God so loved the world that he gave. He didn't take, he gave. And Christmas is about giving, and it's about giving unselfishly. And if we do that not just on Christmas Day, but throughout the year, we're going to have a different society and a different world.
And this past year, you had the chance to be part of two very public ceremonies, very different, very public ceremonies that had at the heart, in different ways, the idea of service as well.
President Bush's funeral. At that funeral, one of the refrains was that this was a man, regardless of your political position, this was somebody who took selfless, sacrificial service seriously. That is a biblical definition of love. God gave, he didn't take, gave of himself selflessly. And we saw some of that in President Bush, and that's the nature of the love that Christmas is about. There's a Christmas hymn that I don't think we Americans know as well, but it's better known in Britain, based on a poem by Christina Rossetti that says, love came down at Christmas. That's what Christmas is about.
Love came down and Jesus, the ultimate servant.
There you go.
You got it, George.
Yep.
Well said.
You got it.
You want to give my homily at St. Patrick's? Come on.
I'm not sure I could
I'll take it.
handle that. I also was looking at your personal story. You talked about welcoming everyone in. Your father, a refugee from Germany, and we all know that there's a global crisis of refugees right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there's a global crisis of refugees. My own father was a refugee from Nazi Germany, from hate and violence there, and where my grandfather was murdered. So I wouldn't be here today if he was not welcomed when he came here as a refugee. And we see in the Christmas story where Jesus and his family had to flee the hate of Herod and escape to Egypt. So I think that tells us that when we see refugees at our border, we also see Jesus and his family there among them. Because he said, when you welcome a stranger, you welcome me.
What is your hope for the new year?
The hope for the new year would be that we would realize that God is with us. Emmanuel, that beautiful, which we borrow from our Jewish brothers and sisters, that act of faith that God is with us. God knows what we're going through. That's the incarnation. That's Christmas. And if everybody realizes this, I think we're better off.
Important to remember that on this day. Thank you all very much. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you, George.
Thank you.
Blessed Christmas.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.